I see that right. Good day, fellow yogis. Welcome to your 60-minute Vinyasa. I am Spencer, Sixers jersey on today. This is Amelia.
I got nothing.
You got nothing on. And it's good to see everyone today. This is week number 7, I believe, of staying in. So I'm glad that I always have the opportunity to come back and say hi to all of my friends and people in all the different places. So we will begin our 60-minute Vinyasa class in Supta Baddha Konasana on your back. Knees flared out wide, heels, soles of the feet together. Maybe letting the knees drop down onto the mat as we move into our mindful meditative breath. So we'll spend 5 or 6 minutes just working on our breathing patterns to begin. Yoga is more than the asanas, more than just doing the postures, more than breaking a sweat. It is about the joining of the breath to the asanas, the yoking, the marriage of the breath and the mind and the spirit. Yoga without the breath, as someone has said once or twice or multiple times, is nothing more than calisthenics. Nothing wrong with calisthenics. But in order to practice yoga, one needs to incorporate and sync up the breath. So in your mindful meditative breath, just begin to come to your yoga head, to your yoga mind. Shoulders are relaxed. Lower back melting into the earth. Beginning to enhance the flow of oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. Allowing all of those natural thoughts that are in your head to just pass through, acknowledge, accept, and release. Taking yourself from the outside world to the inside world. And maybe setting an intention of giving the next 60 minutes to yourself in the midst of anything else going on in your world. Taking these 60 minutes and dedicating yourself to those 60 minutes. Take a final mindful meditative breath here. And now we'll begin to move into our Ujjayi breath. So now your breath is a little bit more coarse and a little bit more rough, and the sound of that breath may even be somewhat audible. You'll feel the vibration of the air as it passes over the back of the throat, over that little piece of tissue called the glottis, into the trachea. Visualize the air moving from the nasal cavity, down the trachea, into the bronchi, into the lungs. Inhale, lungs expand and open. Diaphragm drops down. Exhale, diaphragm comes up. Lungs expel the air. Bronchi out the nose. Inhale, feel that vibration. You're building heat now. You're using this breath during your practice when you need that extra fire in your belly. A lot of times during class I say find comfort in the discomfort using your breath. This is where you should be going for that breath. Find comfort in your Ujjayi breath. Use it to bring yourself down, to engage your parasympathetic nervous system. Take 3 final Ujjayi breaths. Enhance, engage, extend the exhale. Final Ujjayi breath. Building heat. And now we'll deepen that breath even further as we move into a cleansing breath. So this time as you inhale, take as much in as you can, But pause at the top of that breath and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the mouth opens. Exhale through the mouth, blowing out a candle about 4 or 5 feet in front of you. Inhale. Sip. Pause for 4, 3, 2, 1. Mouth opens wide. Exhale. Again, extending that exhale. You're steaming up a small compact mirror directly in front of your mouth. Inhale. Sip. Pause. Exhale. Take 3 final cleansing breaths on your own, and I invite you again to extend your exhale. Lengthen that time. Gain control of your breath. Don't let your breath control you. You control your breath. And the quality of your breath will be the quality of your practice. As you practice, the more and more that you practice, that breath will become even more essential to that practice. And your practice will grow as your breath enhances. Take your final cleansing breath here. Exhale. Eyes blink open. We're going to lengthen the legs out long. We're going to move into our first wind-removing pose. Right knee bends, left leg stays out long. You're going to bring the hands to clasp 2 inches below the right knee. Inhale. Exhale, take the right knee slightly out to the side and then bring it back in towards the shoulder. You're taking it out to the side ever so slightly to avoid the rib cage, but then you're bringing it back in. Critical here. Ankle, knee, shoulder lined up. I'm going to take her ankle and bring it out a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, knee comes to the right shoulder. Feel that pinch in the hip. Inhale. Exhale. And freeze. You'll hold here for 3 or 4 breaths. Warming up the hip flexors here, quadriceps, and the psoas muscles. Final breath. Now, keeping the right knee bent, we're going to move into half happy baby on the right side. So right leg comes up. Now, you can grab your shin. Okay, that's fine. If you can grab the outside of the foot, grab the outside of the foot. If you can get the right elbow to the inside of the right knee, do so. Left arm can come down to the side or out to a T, wherever you're comfortable. And then begin to open that hip joint up by pulling the sole of the foot down towards the mat for half happy baby. Inhale. Exhale, pull the sole of the foot towards the floor. Knee one day maybe touching the floor, maybe not. Don't get nervous. Maybe never touching the floor, but that's where you're going. Inhale. Exhale. Now put the right hand on the right knee and swing that right knee over the body and take a twist. So the right knee comes towards the floor. The left shoulder comes down to the mat. So you're taking a spinal twist here. Maybe grab that right knee with the left hand. Gaze is over the right middle finger. Cervical spine rotating to the right. Probably not going to touch the mat with your ear or your cheek, but that's the way you're going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right knee comes back up tall. Bend the left knee so the sole of the foot is on the floor. Then take the right ankle and place it just above the left knee. Extend the left leg tall if you can. and hold here. So we're kind of in a figure 4. Think about pressing the right knee away from you as you're pulling the left leg towards you. And if you would like, you can take the right hand between the opening, grab the back of the left thigh, clasp your hands together, and pull that left leg behind your head or towards the wall behind you. At the same time, you're pressing the right knee away from you. So left leg coming towards the left shoulder, right knee pressing away, opening up that right hip for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Both legs come out long. And we'll move to the other side. Inhale, left knee bends. We're going to take our hands and clasp our fingers just below that left kneecap. Inhale. Exhale, take the left knee slightly out to the side and then back to that left shoulder. Again, thinking about lining up that ankle, the knee, and the shoulder. A lot of times that ankle and foot have a tendency to move to the midline, like right over your belly button. But you want to try to bring it out so the ankle, the knee, and the shoulder are in one direct line. Inhale. Exhale, pull that left knee into the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale and freeze. Holding here, engaging those left hip flexors. May feel a little pinch in that left hip here.
I do, it's true.
She does. She feels a little pinch in her left hip, so I'm not making this stuff up. For 3, for 2, for 1, and now we'll move into half happy baby on the left side. So you can grab your left shin outer side. If you can't make it to the outer portion of your foot, that is perfectly fine. If you can get that left elbow to the inside of the left knee, pressing that left knee out a little bit, that's great also. But again, you know, it might not be there, and that's okay also. But then begin to pull down on the foot so you can see the sole of her foot is facing the ceiling. If she lifted her foot straight up, it would put a nice imprint. So instead of having the toes up or the toes down, she has a nice flat sole here. Pulling down on that sole of the foot, bringing the knee closer to the floor. Inhale. This is a hip opener. External hip rotation for 3, for 2, for 1, and now begin to take that left leg over the right side body as you move into a spinal twist. So you're grabbing the outside of the left knee, right hand pressing down to the floor, left arm extends out long in a T, and your gaze is over your left middle finger. So your cervical spine, your neck, is turning to the left here. So we have cervical rotation to the left, and then you have thoracic location to the right, and then lumbar rotation to the left. So there's lots of spinal twisting and torquing going on here, which is wonderful for your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let's come back to center. We're going to bend that right leg, put the sole of the foot on the floor, and then take the left ankle and place the left ankle just about an inch or so above the right knee on the thigh. And then let's straighten that right leg and begin to bring that right leg towards your chin as your left knee presses away. Now, one thing I'm noticing here with Amelia is that she had a little bit more range of motion in that right hip than she is in her left hip. Okay, so that has to do with personal hip anatomy and aging process and injuries. Now, if you'd like here, you can take that left hand through the opening, clasp the fingers on the back of the right thigh and pull in. But she has a much less range of motion in the left hip external rotation, at least in this posture, than she did in the right hip. Nothing bad, nothing wrong, just the way it is. But we know that she can work on that left side a little bit more. So I'm going to give a little bit of an assist here and pull that left knee away from her as she pulls the right leg in. Feel that stretch now? Much greater stretch. For 3. Para 2. Para 1. And and release. Let's cross the legs and make our way up into a tabletop posture. So knees are under the hips, back is flat. So you can either roll your toes under here or keep your feet flat, yogi's choice. But we do want the hips directly stacked over the knees, the shoulders directly stacked over the elbows, and the elbows directly stacked over the hands and wrists. Middle finger or index finger pointing forward. We'll take a couple cow-cats here. So in cow, we'll inhale and drop our belly as we gaze up, going into spinal flexion and extension. This is spinal extension. And then on our exhale, we'll bring our chin to our chest, press down into our palms and knees, lift our spine up, thoracic spine touching the ceiling. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Back to neutral. Now let's begin to take our hips back onto our heels, and we're going to sit straight up in hero posture. So your feet are under here, so the tops of your feet are on the mat. You're placing your body weight, if you can, onto the heels. You see Amelia has a nice straight back here. If I put a string on the top of her head, we're lengthening her spine. She's not just collapsing up. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Very good. She's not just allowing all the weight to collapse here, you know, all the 24 segments of the spine. She's lengthening during this process. So while she's placing weight on the heels, she's really lifting weight up at the same time. And this takes the foot and ankle into plantar flexion, which is really important in your yoga asanas. And now lean forward ever so slightly. Roll the toes under into Amelia's favorite posture.
Yes, love it.
And now begin to sit back onto the heels with the toes rolled under. So for some people, this is not a really comfortable position because people aren't accustomed to having their toes in so much dorsiflexion. That's what this posture is called. But you'll use this in all your down dogs and all your toe stands. So sitting on your heels for 10 or 15 seconds a day, you'll be amazed at the progress that you'll make. We'll take 5 more breaths here. If you need to come out of this, feel free to come out of it. This is not a comfortable position. Not you. You have to stay in.
Yes, I know.
No, you don't have to stay in.
No.
I was just kidding when I said that. Nobody ever has to stay in a posture when you're feeling that it's time. But this is the perfect opportunity to distinguish between pain and discomfort. If it's pain, get out of the posture. If it's discomfort, use your breath. Come back to that breath. Find the comfort that you're looking for in the breath. Final breath here. Now come back to tabletop. And now your toes are already rolled under, so leave them there and lift the hips up into down dog. So now you see why I want you to work on those toes, because in our down dog posture, our toes are rolled under and our foot and ankle is dorsiflexed. If you want to do a good strong down dog, you need to work on ankle and foot and toe range of motion. Inhale. Exhale, come forward in the high push-up. And hold here, keeping the hips up ever so slightly. Exhale, down dog. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale and hold. Down dog.
Who you calling down dog?
Now, bend the knees ever so slightly. Peek to the top of the mat. And either step or hop to the top of the mat and find your way into forward fold Uttanasana. So you can grab your elbows one another here into ragdoll should you choose. If you feel you're a little warmed up or maybe you have a little bit more of an advanced practice and you want to go for the heels or for the big toes and yoga toe lock. Basically what we're doing here is we're just stretching that spine from the bottom of the sacrum all the way through the lumbar, thoracic, and cervical spine, tying into the base of the skull. Lift the hips up tall. Maybe contract the quadriceps, the thigh muscles at the last moment to stretch, to straighten the legs. And then on your inhale, let's sweep our arms up tall. We'll bring our hands to heart center and we'll set up in mountain pose, Tadasana. 4 corners of the feet grounding into the earth, the pad beneath the big toe, the pad beneath the baby toe, and the 2 corners of the heels. Palms are facing forward, shoulders slightly retracted back, chin slightly tucked. This is medical anatomical position. In our asanas, it's called mountain pose or Tadasana, but it is anatomical position. First time I think this was drawn was by Michelangelo, actually. His anatomical, oh no, Da Vinci, I'm sorry, Da Vinci, anatomical man. We'll move into our sun salutations. We'll do sun A1 and sun B1. We'll add lunges in the middle. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. 1 breath, 1 motion. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time with this. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. We'll step the right foot back and we're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Nice straight line between the back of that right heel. Push the right heel away from you towards the wall behind you. And then a straight line from your heel to the skull. Exhale, left foot steps back. You're in down dog. We'll take our first vinyasa here. Now, when we come to lowering down for chaturanga, you can come down to your knees and do a yogi push-up. Either way is perfect. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, elbows in tight, knees down or not. Low push-up, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, flattens the feet. She's going in the upward facing dog, but you can come into cobra. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. So when I say roll over the toes, try to literally roll over the toes. That's why we were doing hero posture at the beginning. Inhale, right leg lifts tall. Nice straight line. Exhale, bend the right knee, step the right foot between the hands, top of the mat. Make sure your right ankle is under your right knee. If it's not, grab your right ankle and pull it there. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot steps forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms up tall and bring the palms together, also the heels of the palms together. We'll set up for our first back bend. Bring the biceps back towards the ears as much as you can. Then press down into your feet to lift up tall. Touch the ceiling with your fingertips. Press your hips towards the front wall. Drop your head back. First back bend. Think about imprinting your chest on the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. So lots of stuff going on in that back bend. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. You're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot back, down dog. Inhale takes you forward in the high plank. Try to feel your elbows graze against your rib cage as you lower down chaturanga. You can take this on your knees again. Inhale, flattens the feet. Press down into the tops of the feet. Press down into the palms. Lift the thighs, upward facing dog. Now, if you can, without lifting the feet, try to roll over the toes and come to down dog. That might not feel great, but that's why we were doing hero's pose at the beginning. Warm up the big toes. Inhale, left leg lifts tall. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up tall. We'll set up for back bend number 2. Now, before you go there, let's talk about all the pieces. Again, press down to lift up. Touch the ceiling with your fingertips. Press your hips forward, drop your head back. Trace a line on the ceiling. Find your drishti point. Trace a line towards the back wall. Press the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, lots of stuff going on in that back bend. Pressing down to lift up. Pressing forward to come back. Imprinting the chest on the ceiling. Tightening the glute muscles. Gaze using your drishti point. All of that is happening in the back bend. One piece at a time, one piece at a time. We'll move to sun B. We'll add chair pose in here. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. We sweep our little fingers onto the floor and make our way into chair pose, Utkatasana. Amelia has her arms out tall, but you can have your arms out long also. Take a peek. Can you see your big toe? is your knee in the way? If your knee's in the way, try to move the knees back. One day your knees are over your ankles, which means you're going to feel like you're falling backwards. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back into a runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot back, down dog. 3 advanced yogis or people that want to play. You want to go into a 3-legged vinyasa here. Right leg lifts tall. Inhale, forward in the high plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, drops the right foot, flattens the feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts tall. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, left foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up tall. We'll move into our 3rd and final back bend in this sequence. Now you've been here twice, and as I always say, this is the time to go for it. So let's follow all the steps. Press down to lift up, touch the ceiling. Press your hips forward, touch the wall in front of you with your hips. Drop your head back. Chest touches the ceiling. Tighten the glute muscles. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back, runner's lunge. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot back, down dog. 3-legged yogis, lift the leg. Inhale, forward in the high push-up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Follow that breath. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, lifts the heart. Exhale, right foot forward and fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. We sweep our fingers onto the floor and find our way in chair pose, Utkatasana. Now, you didn't think I was going to have you do hero pose today without doing a toe stand. So I haven't warmed up, but we're going to do a toe stand here. So from Utkatasana, let's bring our hands to heart center. Back is flat and straight. Begin to lift the heels so that the heels are directly over the toes if possible. You can stay here, or if you'd like, you can slowly make your way down to toe stand. We're in the same position we were earlier. You can stay here, or if you'd like to open the knees up and maybe bring the heels together, feel free to go there. Getting a little inner thigh work here. Knees come back to center. Begin to make your way up. Heels come down. We're back in Utkatasana chair pose. Step the right foot back into a lunge. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, we'll take that right elbow over the left knee. Now, you can drop this right knee to the floor, good modification. You can leave your toe rolled under or flat, or you can keep your toe rolled under with the right knee up in the air. Yogi's choice. There's no right, there's no wrong. So her left elbow is facing the ceiling. Her gaze is towards the ceiling. Hands as close to heart center as possible. Right knee pressing into that, right elbow pressing into that left knee. If you'd like to open your wings here, feel free to expand. Pressing that left knee across the body with the right elbow. For 3. For 2. For 1. Hands come back to heart center. We're going to drop the hands onto the floor inside of our left foot. Drop the right knee onto the mat. Lengthen that right leg out long, leaning forward on that right thigh, stretching the quadriceps and psoas muscles. Palms on the floor to begin, and we find ourselves in lizard pose. Find your breath. Amelia's taking some deep, nice cleansing breaths. So during those intense portions of that posture, she was moving into her Ujjayi breath. Fire, energy. Now she's settled in here. She's not quite working quite as hard, okay? But she's using her cleansing breath. So she's switched. During the course of a particular posture, she might be utilizing different breathing patterns based on where she is. Now, if you're comfortable on your palms, and you want to come down to your forearms, you can either have a block and come down onto your forearms, Or if you're comfortable there, you can actually bring your forearms onto the floor and hold here in lizard pose. This is a nice yin posture. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So that left hip is pinching. That right hip is extending, lengthening. You can play with that left foot here also. You can open that left foot out so the toes are facing the wall behind you or to the left side of you. Maybe roll onto the knife edge of that left foot, opening that hip. Do you want to take this into a twist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you want to take this into a twist, you can roll the right toes under, lift the right knee, place the left forearm on the mat, and then lift that right arm, place the right forearm onto the mat, and then take that left arm behind you. So again, if you want to take this to the next level, right toes roll under, right knee lifts, right forearm on the mat, left arm comes behind the back. And you can come out of this posture whenever you'd like. So wherever you are, make your way back to lizard on your palms. And then turn that left foot out 45 degrees. Step the right foot up to the opposite side of the mat, also at 45 degrees. Soles of the feet on the floor. Hands come to heart center, and we make our way into yogi squat malasana. So sometimes it's really hard for some people to get their soles of the feet onto the mat. Their heels are way up. If that's a problem for you, you can use a block to sit on. You can use a chair to sit on. Or maybe even bring the feet out a little wider. And then make your way down. Now, if you're comfortable here and you have an arm balance in your posture, this is a great place to go into crow. So you can play with crow here if you have enough room in your home or wherever you are practicing. Elbows in tight. Flying yogis, begin to make your way back to malasana. Everybody else, press your palms down into the mat. Stand up tall, toe heel the feet together. Arms sweep up tall. Hands come to heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Cleansing breaths before we move to the other side.
Hey, there's another side.
There's another side. There's always another side.
Is there always another side? I guess
Only
so.
once. All right, let's move back to the top of the mat. If you're not there, inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either step or hop back to a high push-up, and then press your way into down dog. If you'd like to take a vinyasa here, feel free to go there. And then from down dog, we will inhale that right leg up tall. Exhale, step it through top of the mat. Inhale, lifts the heart. Hands come to heart center. Holding here. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, we'll take the left elbow over the right knee. You thought I forgot about this, didn't you? I didn't forget about this. Now, you're in twisting lunge here. You can drop that left knee down should you choose. Perfectly okay. Don't let your ego get in the way. Drop the knee down, flatten the foot should you choose. Or you can keep that left knee up. Yogi's choice. Now, her left shoulder is coming underneath as her right shoulder and right rib cage are coming behind. That right elbow pointing towards the ceiling. Gradually over time, the hands really come to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale brings you back up tall. Exhale, let's drop the hands to the inside of the feet. Drop that left knee down. Extend the left leg long. And we find our way back in lizard lunge on the right. So now, as you lean forward on that left thigh, you're really opening up that left hip into full extension, and you're working on your quadriceps and your psoas muscle. At the same time, that right hip is pinching, internal rotation. Now, you can externally rotate that right hip by coming down onto the outer edge of that right foot, as Amelia just did before I even said that, but that's exactly where I was going. And then if you would like, you can either come down to a block with your forearms, you can come down to the floor with your forearms, and if you want to take this into a twist, you can take this into a twist by rolling the left toes under, pressing that left knee up, left forearm comes to the mat, and then you take that right arm up behind your back, and you have your lizard lunge twist here. So I've just given you about 5 different layers that you can go through. They are all correct. Don't worry if you're in layer 1 and how can somebody be doing this. Years and years and years of practice. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If the right foot is not already turned out at 45 degrees, do so, and then step that left foot up to the opposite side of the mat. Find your way back into Malasana. Hold here. Notice she has a nice flat back. Lean forward a little bit. This is what you see a lot. Leaning forward, taking the spine into flexion. We really want the spine in extension here. And now, if you would like, you can extend your arms out long, touching the side wall with your fingertips or the front wall, wherever you are in your practice, really engaging the triceps muscles. Inhale, lift your butt up 1 inch off of the floor, and then exhale, sit back down. Inhale, lift 1 inch, lift 1 inch, hold, and sit. Last time. Inhale, lift 1 inch, lift 1 inch, lift 1 inch, hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Palms come to the floor, stand up tall, toe heel to feet together. Arms sweep up, tall mountain. Hands come to heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Cleansing breath. Good time for a cleansing breath. If you need a drink, take a drink here. And we'll move into a warrior series. Everybody ready? Everybody have their drink? Everybody wipe the sweat, the yoga juice off of your brow? All right, if you're all ready, everybody raise your hand. All right. We're moving to a warrior series here. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, shins. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and either step or hop back to a high push-up. Find your way in down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts tall. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, turns that left foot 45 degrees onto the floor. Exhale. Inhale, lifts up tall. We find our way in Warrior 1. So, a couple things here. Let's watch our stacking. Right knee stacked over the right ankle. Both hips rolling forward. Outside edge of the left foot is on the mat. Amelia has a hard time with this particular posture because of that. So I'm going to tell her to move her left foot out towards the edge of the mat a little bit more. That's going to allow her to rotate that hip forward. Now her hips are even, and she's on the outside of the foot a little bit better than she was before. That's just her personal anatomy. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the arms. We'll find our way into Warrior 2. So now she's reset her foot there, but the majority of the weight on her back foot, in this case the left foot, is on the outer edge. Press into the outer edge. Her right knee is over the right ankle. Notice that the shoulders are directly over the hips. A lot of times you'll see this or this, but her shoulders are directly over the hips. Gaze over the right middle finger. She's touching the wall in front of her with her right hand. She's touching the wall behind her with her left hand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hands come behind the back. We're going to make a fist. So you can see really good here. Make a fist. Arms are straight. Thumb knuckles down near the coccyx. We're going to move into a humble warrior, a bowing posture. Inhale, grow tall. Press the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, begin to bend forward, trying to keep the chest off of the thigh, coming to the inside of the thigh, and then thinking about bringing the crown of the head towards the ankle. Humble warrior. Now she's still pressing away with the left foot. Find your Ujjayi breath here. Find your Ujjayi breath. Use it. Find comfort in the discomfort. If you have it in your practice to lift your arms off of your back, feel free to go there. For 3. For 2. For 1. Inhale brings us back to warrior 2. Strong warrior will be here. Inhale. Exhale, left palm to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, flip that right palm and then extend the right arm. High five the wall behind you. Reverse warrior. Look at this beautiful opening of the right side body. Nice good line of the arm. She's gazing at her left foot here, taking this into a little bit of a twist, but all at the same time, she's maintaining the integrity of that right knee bend. Inhale. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the arms, framing out the right foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. You have an optional vinyasa here. You can take it 3-legged, or you can just stay in down dog. And we'll all meet in down dog.
Hey, is there another side?
There's another side. You know why? Because there's always another side, except when there's not. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat. Inhale, turn the right foot 45 degrees, and then lift into warrior 1. So again, let's take a look at our lines. Left knee over the left ankle. One day that left thigh, the bottom of that left thigh is parallel to the mat.
Do it for 2 seconds.
She's pressing into the outer edge of that right foot, maybe rolling that right hip forward so that both hips are imprinting the wall in front. Arms are up tall, maybe rolling the little fingers inward, opening up the shoulder joint. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, windmills and opens into warrior 2. Now you'll get to see a front on view. So you get to see, one of the things I always see is that shoulders are not over hips. So it's really essential. If I tried to push her right now, she'd be really strong and solid. But if she was forward here and I tried to push her, there's a lot less balance there. Okay, this is not something we do in our personal lives, pushing one another around, but for sake of argument here, you see the nice strong balance. Gaze is over that left middle finger, touching the front wall with her left fingertips, touching the wall behind her with her right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, we'll bring the hands behind the back and make a fist. Straighten the arms, feel your thumb knuckles at the bottom of your coccyx. Inhale, grow tall, press your shoulder blades together, and then exhale, take a forward fold. Now you can see beautifully how she comes to the inside of her thigh with her body, trying not to rest her chest on there. That's using a crutch. If you're putting your chest on your thigh, you're not really getting the full benefit out of this. Find your Ujjayi breath here. Crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale lifts you back to warrior 2. Exhale, right hand to the thigh. Inhale. Exhale, flip the front palm. High five the back wall. Now you see that left side body opening. Nice, beautiful straight line from the hip joint all the way to the tips of the finger. She's gazing back at her Achilles tendon. Don't have to do that. Right knee, left knee staying pretty much over that left ankle for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands to the floor, framing out the left foot. Step the left foot back. Optional vinyasa, three-legged, regular, or just stay in down dog. From down dog, bend the knees ever so slightly, peek to the top of the mat, step or hop to the top of the mat, find yourself in a forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up tall. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Cleansing breath. I don't know why I'm breathing deeply, but I'm helping her out here. Okay, turn and face the camera. We'll move into a short balancing series. So we're going to move into a short balancing series here. So we'll move into balance beam. Left foot comes out in front. Take the big toe and the second toe of the right foot and cup the left heel with it. So your feet are in one perfect line on a balance beam. We'll bring the arms out to a T. Inhale, grow. Exhale, begin to bring that right arm behind you, that left arm in front. Your gaze is over your right shoulder, over your right middle finger. Trying to keep the feet lined up. Hips are twisting, breathing through it. Amelia's at about 180 degrees here. I'm going to take her a little bit further, really engaging those abdominal oblique muscles. Inhale. Exhale, twist. And come back to center. Whoa! We'll move to the other side. So the right foot comes in front now. The big toe and the second toe on the left foot are cupping the heel of the right foot. Arms come out tall. Inhale. Exhale, take your twist. Left hand comes behind you. Gaze over the left shoulder. So your fingertips on the left hand are touching the wall behind you. The fingertips on the right hand are touching the wall in front of you. When you fall out, I couldn't be happier.
I did that to make him happy.
She made me happy by falling out.
See how I do that?
It's perfectly okay to fall out. The only thing that doesn't allow us to fall out is our own personal ego. So drop the ego. Gaze over the left middle finger, looking at those obliques entering. She was about at 180. We'll try it one more time. We'll take it past 180 here. Really engaging those oblique muscles for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Right knee comes up tall. We'll balance on that left foot. Hold here. Now, engage the left quadriceps. Right knee at 90 degrees. Toes to nose. We're going to do standing head to knee. Now, there are different layers here. You are perfectly able to stay right where you are. If you'd like to go a little further, you can bring your hands together in a bird nest and go for the bottom of the foot. You want to go? Rolling the hips forward, flexing the spine. You are perfectly okay to stay here. Or if you would like, you can begin to extend that right leg out long. The key here is the left leg. Doesn't matter whether that right leg bends or how high it gets. Eventually it'll get higher. Is the left leg solid and strong like concrete? Yes, it is. For 3, for 2, for 1, right foot comes down. We'll move on to the other side. So now your right foot is your balance foot. We'll bring that left knee up. Holding here to start. I just usually put my hands down and bring my thumb and index finger together. But the key thing that I'm always looking at here is how strong is that right leg? So by contracting the quadriceps, you're going to lift that kneecap up because they're connected. And that knee becomes straight and solid. The left knee is at 90 degrees with the toes coming up. You can stay here. This is perfect. Or if you'd like, you can bring your hands into a bird nest and go for the sole of the foot. Rolling the spine down. Notice her right knee is staying solid and strong there. She's not losing the bend in that right knee. If you lose the bend in the right knee, back off. And then if you're comfortable here, would like to extend that left leg out long. Holding here. And ultimately, for full expression of this posture, the head comes down towards the knee and the elbows come down towards the calves. Wherever you are in your practice. And released, left foot down. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let's make our way to tabletop. Face this way. So, we're going to go from tabletop and we're going to move into frog. Now, you can do half frog or you can do full frog. Which one do you want to do?
I'll do full frog.
All right, she's going to do full frog and I'm going to do half frog. Okay, so depending on where you are in your practice. Frog is a hip opener. So in full frog, we're going to start in tabletop. And then begin to bring the knees out wide. Hips come back. Now, key here. Notice how her knees are bent at 90 degrees. If we follow her leg back, her ankle is on the same plane as her knee. The arch of the foot is on the mat. And then pressing the hips backwards. Now, she can ultimately come down to her forearms or come down to her chest with arms out long. Everybody's going to be different. Now, I'm going to go into half frog. So in half frog, rather than having both legs back, I'm just going to have one leg back. I'm going to have one leg long, in this case, my right leg. And then my left leg is in frog. Leaning forward, lowering myself onto the mat. If you're in full frog, think about pressing your hips back. That will open the hips even more. If you are in half frog, begin to make your way out of that and go to the other side. So now you'll extend the left leg long and bring the right knee out to the side. Holding here. You will feel this in the inner thigh muscles, the adductor muscles, the inner thigh muscles, as well as hip external rotation. How you doing? You good? You got 5 more breaths in you? 5 more breaths. You can come out of this as you need to. Final breath here. Now, wherever you are in half frog or full frog, begin to walk the hands back towards the chest. Press yourself back up. Move yourself back into tabletop. So slowly move those knees into the center. You're going to feel it in the hips.
That's the truth.
And from here, we're going to move into cow face posture. So, we're going to take the right knee and take it and cross and bring it just to the outside of the left knee. Right knee to the outside of the left knee. Legs flaring out. Now begin to sit back in that opening and the knees come together.
You're so good at this one.
So let me, I'll show you how to do this from the back. So I'm going to take my right knee, place it right on this part of my left knee, the outer portion of my left knee. Then I flare my feet open to give myself a space to sit. And then I'll sit back down into cow face. Now I'll do it from this way. So, right knee to the outside of the left. Feet come out wide. Sit back down in the cow face posture. full internal rotation of the hips. Frog was full external rotation, and cow face is full internal rotation. We'll take another couple of breaths here. And release. Make our way forward, back in the tabletop, uncross. Left knee comes up. We'll bring the left knee to the outside of the right knee, opening the feet up to give us a room to sit back in, and then making our way back into cow face posture. One day the knees are stacked directly on top of one another. One day there's no space between the knees. If you have a lot of space here, you can put a blanket, a pillow, a block. I've been able to get a lot of motion in this posture over the years. So if you're comfortable here, maybe take the heel of your wrist, press it into the top of your foot and press back. And I'll give you that much more hip opening. Couple more breaths here. And release. Make your way to your back, however you would like to get there. Legs out long. We'll take a final spinal twist. So we'll bring the knees up to the center. Inhale, arms come out to a T. Exhale, knees go left, gaze goes right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come back up to the center. Exhale, knees go right, gaze goes left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, knees come up to the center. If there is anything that you choose to do to seal your own personal practice, this would be the time to go there. But if not, if you are satisfied, you can begin to extend your legs out long, maybe bringing your heels together, maybe letting your toes open up. Arms come to your side, palms facing up, or if you'd like to bring your left palm to your heart and your right palm to your belly. As we move into our final posture of today's practice, corpse pose, final shavasana. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles. Relax your shins, relax your calves, relax your thighs, relax your hamstrings. Relax your hips, relax your belly. Relax your chest. Relax your fingers, your hands, your wrists. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. Relax your face, relax your forehead. Relax your crown. Relax your mind. Begin to allow consciousness and awareness to return to your bodies. If you're so inclined and want to wiggle your toes and fingers, maybe shake your head yes and no. And then if you choose, you can extend your arms above your head, maybe clasping your hands together, taking a final stretch, opening up one last time, and then rolling onto your right side in fetal position, maybe laying on your right upper arm, maybe giving one last good smile. Thanking yourself for taking these 60 minutes to give to yourself, mind, body, spirit. And then making your way to the top of whatever your mat is, in either easy seated posture, half lotus or full lotus, hands to heart center, eyes closed. This is one of my favorite things that I read at the end of class, but I think it is even more apropos in the times that we are living in. May we all savor more. May we all struggle less. May we be right here, right now, no matter what we are given. May we soften into what is. If you would like to join Amelia and I in a practice sealing Om, feel free to do so from your homes. We would love to hear you. If you choose not to, that is perfectly okay. We'll take one deep cleansing breath, and then we'll take a second inhale, and we will exhale to Om. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Inhale. As we raise our thumb knuckles between our eyebrows to our third eye and take a slight bow towards one another, the light in us honors the light in each of you. We thank you, as always, for allowing us to be your guides and teacher in our practice together today. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon in person, wherever you are. But if not, we'll see you here next time. Namaste.